Aloha and welcome to part 6 of Sonic CD. We're on the final level of the game, folks. Metallic Madness. Metallic Madness is very similar of Scrap Brain in the original Sonic the Hedgehog. It is the final mechanical fortress of Eggman. There's a few blocks here and there that could crush you if you don't watch out. A lot of annoyingly placed springs. It's pretty wicked, what can I tell you? And if you go to the past, it's still here. So I don't know if Eggman built this base or just constructed it in the past or what, but yeah. Judging from how we can see outside, and it looks like they haven't closed up the walls yet, I'd say he's building it as we speak, but regardless. I took a huge detour down here for no reason. I should have just jumped on the spring and hit it upwards, and I didn't for some reason. I figured the exit was at the right down here, and it's not, and I wasted a whole bunch of time doing this video, but I digress. Up here I actually find the debris, the old debris of where the roboticizer would be if I didn't get all the time stones. You see? It should be here, but since I have all the time stones, it's not here. And this is where you would find it, and now you know. Either way, I had to take a huge detour to get back up, because this is obviously not the right way to go. But we're coming to the end of Sonic CD, folks. It's a fantastic game. Not many people got access to this game because, well, I suppose Sega CD-ROMs are not what everyone looks around for. They always look around for Genesis ROMs. So even if you have emulators, not many people download this. And Sonic CD, for whatever reason, has never been in a lot of compilation albums, compilations for Sega. They've had the Sonic Mega Collection, which is all the Genesis games in one, and that didn't have Sonic CD on it. They have all these different Genesis Sega collections with Sonic games, but never Sonic CD's like never with it. The only collection it's part of right now is Sonic Gems collection for the Nintendo GameCube, and it's only for the GameCube. If you're a PS2 owner or Xbox owner, you're screwed out of luck because for some reason Sonic Gems only came out on the Cube and not for PS2 Xbox. At least it did in Japan, I think, but I don't think it did in America. I don't know why, but yeah. So a lot of people haven't played Sonic CD, and I would recommend hunting it down because it's a fantastic game. I do give it flack for being easy as hell, but I still think it's a fantastic game to play and one everyone should play. It's even worth 2 playthroughs just to see the good future and bad future. But I'll be showing you the bad future when this LP is done. And it's done now, but the extra videos are coming, basically, that's all I'm saying. I don't find Metallic Madness that bad of a final level, though. There's no bottomless pits, obviously. There's some things that can crush you if you're not quick enough, but I don't know, I find them easy to dodge. I don't find this level that— oh god, no! Excuse me. The bombs are back, only this time they're Gargantuan! I didn't hate them in Sonic the Hedgehog, but I hated them in Sonic 2 for Game Gear. Because you can't kill them. If you try jumping on them, you only get yourself hurt, and when they explode, you know, their explosion goes quite a ways. Now they have gigantic bomb badniks, which is not good, not good. I'm surprised Metal Sonic isn't in the final battle in some form or another. I figured, you know, because he's Sonic's doppelganger, he'd be in the end game in some form, but he's not. His only battle is in Stardust Speedway, and then Metal Sonic disappears. He doesn't come back for a few games. A lot of people seem to think he's in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but he's not. That is not Metal Sonic, that is Mecha Sonic. In fact, you even see Mecha Sonic and Metal Sonic in the same room in Sonic Adventure, so there's no doubt now. They're 2 completely different robots. They have the same color scheme, they're both trying to be Sonic, but Metal Sonic is the ultimate one, and Mecha Sonic, well, he's badass. We'll show him. I'm going to show him off when Sonic 3 and Knuckles comes around, but, you know. Metal Sonic isn't in a lot of games. He's in a few. He's in a Game Gear game. He's in Knuckle Chaotix. He's in one of the Drift games. Well, you'll see because we're gonna LP all the Sonic games. But yeah, Sonic just turned mini. There's a laser that turns Sonic mini, and that is so fucking awesome. I don't know why, but this is like the funnest gimmick of Metallic Madness. Is that in Act 2, you have to go through the level as a mini Sonic. I don't know why they bothered putting this in, but it's neat, I guess. Basically, it lets you fall into small corners, and, well, you only go into one small corner. Again, you don't need to be mini at all during this, but they decided to make you mini. Okay, whatever. Obviously, if you can get crushed still, don't go through the right door. Go left, and downwards we go. I'm not sure what the speed-up music is trying to be. I know in the Japanese version of Sonic CD, it's supposed to be the Toot Toot Sonic, whoa, yeah, na 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 na, like the Japanese opening theme. It's a badass tune, it's a badass jingle, I can't deny. The Japanese soundtrack is good. I'm not denying the Japanese soundtrack isn't good, but I grew up on the American. Anyway, at the end of the level, there's just these spike columns. If you look up, you can actually see where they're coming from a lot sooner. And they move so slow, it's really not much of a problem. But anyway, folks, we're now at the final level of the game. The final level, Metallic Madness number 3. And the path to Eggman is harder than Eggman himself. In my honest belief, I believe that. The good future, everything's all, you know, there's daylight out, there's animals walking around. It looks great, doesn't it? Now, there's still springs and spikes and shit getting in your way, but I digress. This is the one level with a bottomless pit. And it's right, like this is so ridiculously hard getting to Eggman sometimes, because you have to get to him through this giant bottomless pit, which only bumpers and those platforms that start spinning when they go under. You know, they were in Sonic the Hedgehog 1 as well. And it's like these platforms, you can jump on them for a while, but then they start spinning. You briefly saw it as I passed through, but those are hard enough to jump on without waiting for the big crushing thing that's blocking Eggman's pathway to come down, up and down. And I've fallen in that bottomless pit millions of times. Sometimes I would never fight Eggman. I would get a game over just on that pit alone. And it's by far the hardest part of this game. I'm not kidding around. I know I made it look easy. I know I went by it in like 30 seconds flat, but that is bullshit. That bottomless pit is horrible, and I can't believe the pathway leading to Eggman has a crushing block going up and down. Halfway, no less. But, now I'm just going on a big rant. We're at the final battle of the game, folks, and Eggman likes to take his time to do all kinds of moves. You have to wait till there's an opening until you can actually hit him, though you can get hit and then hit him anyway, much like the Metropolis boss in Sonic 2. And in that sense, he's the easiest final boss ever. But I'm going to show you the proper way to do it, the not getting myself hurt kind of way to do it. Basically, you just got to wait till he's low enough and that there's an opening, and then boom, you hit him, you know. It takes a while when you're doing it the long way, but, you know. You only have to hit him 4 times, and that's the final boss. There's not one Eggmobile in this game that gets defeated in 8 hits. And that's usually with every Sonic game. It takes 8 hits, and the Eggmobile gets destroyed. In this one, it's always like 4 or less, you know? Like, seriously. There's always these weird, specific patterns to Eggman this time around, and it's okay, it's different, it's pretty damn easy. I've never found Eggman that hard in this game. Like, this is supposed to be the final boss, and I don't feel the threat, honestly. It also doesn't help that you have rings in this battle, so there really is no threat. Imagine if this was without rings. Maybe then it would be threatening, but because you have rings, it's not that bad, honestly. You just wait for his opening, wait for him to duck down, and then you jump into him, and really, that's it! Bye, Eggman! And there's Amy! We'll see you in the ending, folks!